Hey everyone, we are super excited to be spreading awareness and destigmatizing mental health in the Black and Brown communities.
This podcast is a safe place for us to discuss our adversities and even our shortcomings. We all have a story.
Just remember, no matter what we go through, our story goes on.
Hi, y'all.
Hi everyone.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
We are on episode 14. I knew what it was.
Right, right.
We're on episode 14, and we are so excited to be back and filming with you guys again.
Mm-hmm.
So, let's do our check-in.
Were you about to jump right into it?
Yeah, I'm about to jump right into it because this is a good one, all right?
Yeah.
I think this is a good topic.
It is a very good topic. I agree.
Yes, I think it's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
But
I mean, the check-in can be really quick because I'm doing good. I can't really complain. Can't complain, you know.
She said, period, no complaints over here. I'm always.
No, everything is good. Everything is good, you know. Yeah, I don't know. Everything's good. I'm so
good.
boring. I feel like I feel like I wish I had more to say other than I'm good, but
I love it. I'm about
grateful.
to start making.
How's that sound?
I'm about to start making her do Target hauls
right.
and TJ Maxx hauls too. For home decor.
Right. Oh my goodness. I wish one day.
Yeah, but you're right. I'm good too, honestly.
That's good.
You know.
We're both in sync with each other.
Yeah,
Yes.
definitely. I'm good. Not gonna complain. We're always gonna remain grateful because
Always.
at the end of the day, things could always be worse.
That's true.
So
much,
we are
much worse.
good, literally.
Yeah. Great.
So I'm so excited for the topic.
Yeah, it's a good one today.
So today's topic is the 5 love languages,
Yes.
y'all. So
Which everyone knows, I feel, at this point.
wait, maybe we should save this for Valentine's Day. You know what? We're gonna do part 2 on Valentine's Day.
Part two for Valentine's Day. We can always, Valentine's Day is not for another,
Like
4 months?
Yeah,
Yeah.
4 months.
So by then we could do it again.
Right. But oh my gosh, I love and
Same.
what's better than talking about how to really love someone the
Right?
right way? Like what?
Exactly.
So
So let's talk about, I feel like everyone knows what the 5 love languages are. Well, I shouldn't say everyone. I should say most people know what the 5 love languages are. But I don't think many people talk about actually where it came from. So I wanted to at least start with that, right? And talk a little bit about the person behind the 5 love languages. So in 1992, when a queen was born,
period.
me, author Gary Chapman. Now, I know now he's PhD. He's Dr. Gary Chapman. I don't know if in 1992 he was doctor. So we're just going to call him Chapman. He released the 5 love language series. And since then, it's kind of been a groundbreaking approach of relationships. I feel that many people are talking about it. And I think especially now with social media more and all of that, it's now come about as just a well-known thing. And according to simplepsychology.org, Chapman, who had been working as a marriage counselor at that time when he started this study, found that couples were not feeling loved despite the other partner, believing they were doing all the right things in their relationship. And he found that patterns emerged in what his clients wanted from their partners. 5 consistent patterns were found, which were then how he created the 5 love languages. So it should be noted that the 5 love languages are not something that has been, I don't think, heavily researched.
Yeah.
But it's been a very well-known approach, theory, let's put it that way, I guess, in how partners interact with one another. And I agree with it wholeheartedly.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, but I also feel, and we can get into it a little bit later, but I also feel that your love language can fluctuate a little bit, and I think can also change.
Yeah.
So I don't think anything is ever 100%. I think love languages are fluid, just like your gender can be.
Yeah,
I don't know. I feel like it's not 100%.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like in the wintertime, my love language is more acts of service. Like,
right.
Please go shovel that snow for me, babe. Make sure I get an oil change.
Very, very true. Okay? Yes, for sure.
But yeah, so Dr. Chapman says people have different ways of expressing and understanding love. And in order to make your partner feel loved, you need to speak their love language.
Exactly.
So like you can't love someone like, oh, I run his bath, I cook him a meal every night, I listen to all his problems. You have to love him in his love language. Maybe he likes the meals and the rubbing the bath, but he really rather you just
talk really nice to him.
Yeah, you know, like
yep, definitely
something else, or buy him a gift or something, you know. So, we have to learn how to connect with people and to really get to know them and like really. I feel like when you really love someone, you have to study them.
Oh yeah, 100%
to an extent, right? You have to like know their do's, their don'ts, their likes, what makes them quirk, what makes them feel alive, like all that stuff. Like you really have to study them. So like knowing how they love to love is one, like if you don't know how I love to love, I think that's a problem.
That's true.
Because then like how are we here? Right?
That's true. How do we coincide or coincide with each other? Is that the right word?
Right.
Something like that. Yes.
So these 5 acts of services.
You mean these are the 5 love languages?
These are the 5 love languages. Yeah, sorry. The 5 love languages are acts of service, receiving gifts, quality time, physical touch, and words of affirmation. So actually, if you want to know which best describes you or which love language is yours, you can actually take a quiz.
Yep.
Made by Dr. Chapman.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's literally is very simple. You could just Google 5 love languages quiz and it's right there. You don't have to pay for it or anything. Which I was actually surprised about when I took mine.
Right.
Like I was like, how is it that this is free?
Exactly.
So I don't know. Like he's just profited so much from this, and I'm just surprised he doesn't make you pay. I don't know.
Does he have a book too?
Yeah, he does have a book. Yeah, no, he has more than one book. And a lot of the 5 love languages have also emerged into like 5 love languages for children, 5 love languages. I think I saw one for like military families or something like that. So it's become like a culture phenomenon in a sense. Okay, I'm not going to try to repeat that again. So it's become so much more than just the one book. He's definitely developed way more into it. And he also, I think, speaks a lot in like seminars and workshops. And yeah, he's still doing his thing. And he's like well into his old age. I think he's like 80 years old now.
And he's still getting to that money.
He's still getting it. Right. Good for him.
But why don't we like break these like things down a little bit further?
Yeah, no, for sure.
Languages.
Yeah, because I think a lot of people don't. Well, some of them are super obvious, but yeah.
So for acts of service, what would you say would be your top? Okay, let's give each our our acts of service for each category what it would be.
That's a good one. Good one.
So for acts of service, what would be in the category for you?
So acts of service, I think would be like doing my husband's laundry.
No, but for you.
Oh, like so what can somebody do for me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Doing the fucking dishes.
I knew she was gonna say that one. I was waiting for her.
Doing the dishes is like top tier acts of service for me.
I thought it was doing the dishes or taking the trash out.
Yeah, those two. Yeah, that's a good one. Doing the dishes and taking the trash out. Yeah, those are the 2 big. Even though I know those are like household things, but that's why acts of service for me is definitely not even my top 2 love language because. Yeah. Like, sure, it's nice for somebody to do that, but it's not something that I feel I don't know. I do those things anyway.
Right.
But I also, actually, that's kind of more. See, all right, no, we'll get into it when we get to the next one. You'll see. I'll remember. But what about you?
For me, for acts of service, it would be like taking my car to get an oil change.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Or going to clean my car, like detail my car. Like, yes, do that. That's what a man does.
But see, that's what I was gonna say. Is that acts of service or is it receiving gifts, like going and getting your car detailed?
No, I feel like that's acts of service because, like, I mean, yes, it could be in the category of gifts too,
Okay.
but I feel like it's more acts of service because it needs to get done. Like
Well,
for
the detail doesn't.
I mean, the
But
detail,
the oil change does.
Okay,
oil
the
change-
detail don't, but like, okay, definitely. Okay, let's take the oil change, the detail out then.
yeah.
So
Oil
the
change is
oil
a good
change
one,
for
though, yeah.
sure, or like if I got a flat tire, come to get my tire
Yep.
fixed. You know, like whatever that can take the load off of me doing something extra in the day.
Yeah.
Please do it.
Yeah.
Like, yes,
I get that.
Dishes, laundry,
Yeah.
dinner. I mean, that's a gift, but I'm just saying, if I don't have to cook,
Right. Yeah. For sure. That's
Yeah.
that's a good one. Cooking. That's a good one too. Yeah.
so
So yeah, those are good ones.
Yes.
My sister's love language is acts of service.
okay.
Yeah. So she like loves it when her boyfriend like does things like that around the house and stuff. Mm-hmm. So that's hers, but it's not mine.
I think acts of service is one of my like top threes. Yeah.
Do you know your love languages?
Have
you taken the quiz?
I have taken the quiz.
Oh, okay.
For mine, I actually got receiving gifts, which I didn't understand because I mean I like giving gifts, but I don't really like receiving them. I mean,
Yeah, I
that's
always-
crazy to say, but
No, but
Yeah.
I feel like for some reason the receiving gifts is something like if you have that as your love language, I feel like you actually enjoy giving gifts more.
yeah.
So then you answer the questions based on that.
Okay, yeah.
I don't know. That's why it's not like 100% like this is what it is.
Right.
You know? Because yeah, I feel that like my husband loves giving gifts. Like, well, yeah, he does. And like he goes all out for like the birthday and holiday. You know, it's not like he gives me gifts like on a given Tuesday. I'm sure like, you know, if I'm just not that kind of person. Like I don't receiving gifts is actually my very last love language. So I think that's why he knows that. Like he doesn't need to give me all that kind of stuff. But when it does come to Christmas and my birthday and our anniversary, like he does go all out. And so and he loves it. So I feel like he enjoys it more than receiving.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's why most people who answer that way, unless you're, don't get me wrong, there's definitely people out there that are like, no, receiving gifts is
Right.
definitely my number one. No, you better
Right.
you better give me the bracelet.
Right.
You better give me the new thing, the new bag or whatever.
Right.
So, but yeah.
So it was receiving gifts and then quality time and then it was acts of service.
Okay, got it.
And then the other two ones that came next
Physical
to it,
touch.
Yeah.
And words of affirmation
Yeah.
or the last two?
That's actually was the order.
Oh,
Physical
oh.
touch and then words of affirmation.
Oh, okay, got
Yeah.
it. So your first one was receiving gifts. Okay, got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. My love language is words of affirmation.
I can see that.
Words of affirmation, and then the second one is quality time.
Okay.
Yeah, and they were actually like a close. That was like a close second. It was only like 2% off.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I can see that.
yeah. I love. I love quality time.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
Right.
And then physical touch is my third one. I also love physical touch.
Just love me.
I just want to be in your skin.
Okay, like move on over.
Right. Because that's how me and my husband actually are. Like we are. If we're just sitting on the couch, like we're holding hands, or I'm laying on him, or something like that. It's very much like physical. Because I think physical touch goes way beyond just maybe holding hands when you're walking down the street. I think it's a lot more than it's just being close with each other. That's why I think quality time and physical touch are very much.
Yeah,
I think can go hand in hand sometimes.
definitely.
Sometimes. All right, let's move on. So what's the other another one?
So what did we go over? We only went over.
We did acts of service,
acts of service. So the next one is gonna be
receiving gifts.
receiving gifts,
Which is
So,
obvious, right?
Yeah, I mean, for me, if I'm gonna receive something, I want something like memorable or meaningful, like a massage, like a spa day, or something with lots of pictures, and then dinner.
Yeah.
Or
So
like,
more like experiences, maybe.
yeah,
than, like,
yeah.
giving piece
Yeah.
of jewelry or
like Uggs
shoes.
or like shoes or something. Like I could care less. If I could be naked all day, I probably would.
right.
Actually, but yeah. So
That's a good one.
yeah. What about you?
Yeah, I would say that because receiving gifts is my very last one, I get actually very weird about people giving me too much. Like, I think that's why it's my last one. Like, when I said, like, my husband does that, like, I don't know. I always feel like you did too much. Like, why'd you do all this kind of thing?
Crazy. I'm like, thank you. What else?
Right. So I feel like with me, I enjoy more. I shouldn't say I enjoy, because don't get me wrong, like I like the things that I get.
Period.
But yeah, I'm like with you. I think more about like how I think the thought of it is actually good too. Like the thought of how you went and did that for me and stuff like that too. And that's actually what I was going to ask before. Would you say that like flowers and chocolates or candy or whatever randomly, is that a receiving gifts, you think? Or is that acts of service? That's what I was going to ask before. I wanted to get into the receiving gifts first.
I think that would be receiving gifts for sure.
Yeah. I love flowers. Like Henry, like for the first 2.5 years of our relationship, because before COVID, basically, because COVID is what stopped everything. He would give me flowers once a month. Once a month for like the first
You hear that, Henry?
like all the time. I think like if it was not once a month, it was maybe like once every 2 months. I would always come home after work and there would be flowers on the table. And it was just the sweetest thing that he would do. And then COVID happened and no one left their house.
Yeah.
So I kind of stopped. And then like once things were opening back up and stuff, he kind of picked it back up. But that kind of like, not that he was doing it on purpose, like it died down, but it's just, I love flowers. Like if that's something, talk about receiving gifts, like I just love them. Like a few months back, I came home and we were on the phone together, and I walked into the house and I saw sunflowers, and which are my favorite flowers, on the table with my favorite dessert, chocolate covered strawberries. So if anybody wants to ever send this to my house randomly, you can do that.
We're not gonna give the address.
Not gonna give the address. Figure it out. And so to me, that was like such a sweet thing for him to do. And I forget why he did. I think it was because he was supposed to come with me somewhere and he couldn't. He got stuck at work and he felt really bad. And like, you know what I mean? So things like that, like, I don't know. I would say, is that receiving gifts or is that acts of service? Because it's like, is that
Receiving
really a gift?
gifts.
Okay.
Yes, it is. It is, girl.
Yeah. So, but if like, yeah, so flowers for me are a whole other category because I just love them so much. Like I'll snip them and I'll water them and I'll put the little feed, the water, food, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, so that's mine.
But yes, I feel like love is like so universal, and like there's so many ways actually to love. Like I feel like there's way more than five different ways to love someone. So
that's very true.
I don't know. I just feel like when you find someone that actually like takes the time to like actually learn your love language and like really,
that's a whole other thing we can get into too.
We gonna talk about it on Valentine's Day, but it's just like take me,
right.
But it's just like a whole like, and it really like, I mean, I feel like a lot of things cause you to grow, but like when you're like really loved the way you're supposed to be loved, and like just basking in that light, it's just like the best feeling ever.
It really is.
Like just waking up on a snowy day and your man just shoveled your car. Like what? I'm not going to work. Get back in bed.
That's true.
Like,
Helping the driveway is a big one. It's a big one.
No, seriously, like absolutely. And then you started my car for me, and the ice is all melted already. Like what?
Yeah, because we are getting into that season.
Yeah, seriously. So,
oh my goodness,
fellas, tie it up, please.
Right. Yeah. So the next one is quality time.
I do like quality time, not too much, because if you got too much quality time, that means you're not doing nothing. But I like quality time. I think my idea of quality time would be like going to the movies or like finding like an activity to do. Okay. Like I love that you and Henry do date nights every Friday. Like I'm so obsessed.
Yeah.
So something like that, or like trips, like weekend trips. Like I think I would love that. Like every 2 months or so, pick a city and just go to the city for the weekend and just have some nice quality time.
That's a good one.
And I also like asking questions because I gotta know if you still feeling me, you know?
Right.
So yeah.
No, that's a good one.
How about
Yeah,
you?
quality time for me is definitely spending time. Well, obviously, that's what quality time is. But I think that for me, quality time can be very simple for me. Like if we will just take a trip to like Dunkin' Donuts in the morning, love it.
Period.
Like, but no, of course, there's definitely gonna be those extra things. Like, yeah, me and my husband, we do date night every Friday, even though some people call us crazy because it's like. We've definitely run out of ideas. Like I feel like we've done everything.
Don't say that because I'll make you a date night jar.
Like, but yeah, we try to do date night every Friday. The only time that if we don't do it, if it's like there are times where I'm just like, hey, I just want to stay in. Like I'm really tired, or especially it's like in the winter time. There's nothing you can do in Jersey in the winter for date night other than going to the movies or dinner.
Right.
Which is fine. That's what I'm saying. Like I actually like that. Like we could go to dinner every Friday, and as long as it's not the same place, then it's that to me that's quality time. But I also just love I love Sundays because we just sit at home and watch football all day. To me, that's quality time. And yes, for those wondering, I do love football, so I'm not just sitting there in despair while he's watching it. We watch it together. It's something that we both have in common.
Yeah.
We both love to do. And so to me, like,
And they
lighting
get wings from Hooters.
lighting a candle and just like, okay, yes, football season. I love it. So to me, that would be quality time. Yeah.
That's pretty nice.
Yep. Next one is physical touch, which is obvious, right?
I don't know why physical touch didn't come back as my first one because I actually love
Physical
to be
touch.
touched. I love to be touched. Really? I really do.
I'm
Like
surprised.
I know.
I was gonna say it's probably why it
It's a
came up last.
secret. It's a secret. It's a secret. I do love to be touched. I
Yeah.
do. Like, especially when I'm mad or something, you just touch my shoulder like, don't touch me.
Nah, if I'm mad, don't touch me. No, I'm kidding.
Oh my God, I love it. When you're mad and then you're going for a little touch, like, stop. Like, stop playing.
Right,
but,
right.
no, I do. I like to be
Yeah.
touched. I'm not going to lie. Because I am someone that likes sex. Like, I love sex. And I love... He said,
God, you scare me.
I love the sensation of it. I love even I'm a foreplay type of girl. Like if you're not doing foreplay, like what are we doing?
What are we
Like
doing?
no,
Right,
like
right.
no, and kissing and like just I don't know, like cuddling, just rubbing. I love it, and like I'm a thick girl, so
Yes, you are, girl.
okay,
Period.
okay, yes, but I don't know, like I feel like when you. It just keeps me going. Like I'm one of those people. Like I would pay to get cuddles. Like that's why it's a secret for me.
Some people do pay.
Guys, that's why
to
it's a
get
secret for
cuddles.
me. Cause like even with my siblings, sometimes it'd be like I'll be mad or something, and they try to hug me. I'm like, get off of me, but I really be loving it.
Aw.
I'll be like, hug me some more.
Right.
Get off of me.
No, physical touch is a good one. I love physical touch too. That's what I'm saying. Like I feel like I'm all of these except for receiving gifts. No, physical touch for me is because my mama listens to this. I'm not gonna say nothing inappropriate.
Oh, snap.
You're fine. No, you're fine. No, but for me, like physical touch, like besides of course,
My mom
the
listens to this too. Sorry, mom.
sorry, mamas.
Sorry, mamas. Yeah.
Besides like the sexual aspect of it, I really love just being like if we're on the couch, if we're watching a movie, just touching my thigh.
Yeah, and I just a hand rub through the hair.
Touching. No, I don't like people touching my hair.
Really? Especially
Girl,
when I got
it's-
braids in, that don't be feeling so
Oh, well, braids are
good.
different though. When I have my braids in, that's different. But please don't touch it because I didn't wash it. Or something like that. But no, like for me, yeah, it's holding hands on the couch, hand on the thigh. But I absolutely love cuddling. Cuddling is, yeah, like no. Cuddling for me is a big
I'm
thing.
A spoon,
Yeah, like, and that's a huge thing. I cuddle every single night before I go to bed. Like, there's no doubt about it. If we don't cuddle, then we fighting.
Period.
Like, or
Claws out.
right. But yeah, that's my physical touch.
Wow.
Yeah. And the last one is words of affirmation, which is my love language.
Yeah, so you go first.
So, oh God, I think the reason why this is my love language is because I just love hearing how beautiful I am.
Period.
No, I'm kidding. I don't know. It's just something about it that I just think it's a really nice gesture when the person is complimenting me. Because I think it's more than just complimenting me. It's not just telling me that, oh yeah, you look good today. Or I think words of affirmation go way beyond just your physical. I think that's something that I also wanted to bring home a lot, because people are like, oh, like my twin sister was like, well, it's obvious that yours is words of affirmation. Like, because she knows that I like to hear somebody call me pretty or something like that. But for me, it's more than like, I like to hear like, I'm proud of you, right? Like, wow, you worked really hard today. What, you know, that's, I'm proud of you. Or, you know, I see that you've maybe have been doing this. Like, what can I do to, well, I guess that also goes into like acts of service. Like, what can I do to help? But like, I just think it goes way beyond like, oh, complimenting your outfit, complimenting your hair, complimenting your body. I think it just goes way beyond that. Like, I love to hear like just nice things. Like,
Yeah.
yes, besides the obvious, like you look beautiful today, which I absolutely love hearing, is like just hearing like someone's like proud of me. I don't know why. Like my husband has been saying that to me the past couple of weeks, because I got this new job and it's a very good job and I'm making really good money finally, since most money I've ever made period. But like, you know, I'm only working 4 days and I have it like really easy right now. And I don't work Fridays anymore. So I only work Monday through Thursday. And, you know, he's like, the past 2 Fridays since I've been at this job only for 2 weeks, is just like, you know, it's just like, this is just so deserved, like well deserved. Like, of course, like, because, you know, he's like, okay, well, while I was slaving away at work, you got to sleep in and stuff. And he's like, no, I'm kidding. He was like, it's really well deserved, babe. He's like, you deserve it more than anybody. I'm like,
Yeah.
so to me, that's words of affirmation, right? Like, you're affirming what I already know. No, I'm kidding. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, so that's how I look at it. What about you? Even though that was like dead last for you.
I'm like, I feel like I can live without words of affirmation.
Yeah, some people can.
I can live without it, but I do like hearing a little, oh, you got your ish together. You got a good head on your shoulders. That's what I like to hear sometimes.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can kind of live without it.
Okay.
You know?
No problem. That's
You
good.
know?
That means you tell it to yourself every day.
Yeah. Yeah.
There you go.
I will tell myself my own affirmations.
Right.
You just worry about keeping me happy. Yeah.
Definitely. But yeah, so those are the 5 love languages. And I was also reading more into this one to prep for the episode, that Dr. Chapman still says is like, there's no such thing as a 6th love language. Like, he has said that. He's like, I don't think anyone, since I've developed this last 30 years, has anyone ever said that. He's like, there are now people are coming out more about it. He was saying, I was in some article, how people will start to say that like their love of something is a love language. Like, oh, tacos is my love language, somebody might say.
Like food.
Food, right. But then he's like, if you think about it, food, that could be acts of service.
Yeah.
Cooking it, that's a love language.
True.
Right? Or what's another thing?
Buying it, that's a gift. That's a love
Yeah,
language.
right. And then I forget what another example he thought about. But again, I think a lot of people are looking at it as like, oh, well, if you love this, then that's my love language. And it's like, yeah, if you think about it, that's also like that meshes into the 5 though.
Yeah.
Right? Whether it's like quality time because that person's now taking the time out of their day to go do this with you because you really love it.
Right.
That's quality time, right? So he brought up a good point with that. I actually thought that was really clever, because I'm like, that's true. Because like my love language, I could say is, I don't know, Bad Bunny. That's my man.
It sure is. This girl, every time I see Bad Bunny, it got me thinking about sin.
I just love him. And so like, you know, Henry loves him too because of me.
Yeah.
Even though he won't say it's because he's like, no, I liked him before we started dating. I'm like, yeah, but did
Please.
you really like him? But yeah, so again, that's just like, I look at that as the person that you're with is just trying hard to make sure that they're like, okay, like this is what this person likes. This is what this person enjoys. This is what this person respects or whatever. Let me try my very best, maybe kind of get into it with them. So
Right.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I just love it. I love the 5 love languages. Even like I said, I think it could be fluid, but I think for the most part, that's like you said, there are 5 more ways just to love a person
Yeah.
for sure. But I think standard, it's like these are the
The basics.
yeah, the basics. And I want to, because I know I wanted to kind of like end on this too, is that I believe the best way to have a healthy and loving relationship, like what Dr. Chapman was saying before in the beginning of the episode, not him, what we said, he said,
Yeah.
that you have to try your very best to love your partner through their love language and not yours.
Right.
Because we tend to try to love our partners the way that we want to be loved, because we think, well, if I, for example, like mine is love, mine, like I said, is words of affirmation. So if I compliment or tell my husband how great he is every day, it's because subconsciously I'm thinking I want that back. But if that's not my husband's, that's like number 2 for him. So we're pretty close with it. But I'm just saying, give you an example, is that if I might feel like, well, I'm loving him the way that I want to be loved, so why can't he do the same back? But on the other hand, he might be looking at it like, well, I'm doing all this for her, and I think I'm doing everything correctly.
Right.
You know, if that kind of makes sense. So I just think it's important to try to take that out and think, okay, what is their love language? And I'm not saying like, oh, don't ever tell your partner that they're great,
Yeah.
just because that might not be theirs. Of course, everybody loves to hear that every now and then. But I just think it's important to try your very best to learn what their love language is and then try to do that.
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think that's good. That was a good one.
Yeah. Do you have anything else to add, Joe?
No, I do not.
No.
So what is the affirmation though?
Our affirmation for today is going to be love is love.
Yes.
Love is love. That's it. Very simple. No matter who you love is love.
Yes. I love it.
All right, y'all. We hope everyone has a great week. And we'll see you for episode 15.
Thanks for tuning in.
Bye guys.